Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the finale of the Horror Shelf. Yeah, as you can tell, we've got the tripod all ready to go. And so this time we got basically some more zombies, a few more, horror related directors stuff, thriller. Basically, once again, the bottom shelf is basically ragtag of randomness once again. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's get things going. Alrighty, so here we go. We're going to take care of the upper stack piles that's on the front and the back row, and then we will make our way towards the front row, and then finally the back. So first up, we have a small Robert De Niro thriller horror section. We got Cape Fear with Martin Scorsese. This is the collector's edition. The collector's edition here actually has behind the scenes stuff on it. There's another edition out there that does not have this banner up top, and it's just bare bones. So get this edition. Then we have Godsend. Yeah, say Robert De Niro can be kind of scary at times. Then we have The Wolf of Snow Hollow. Found this at Dollar Tree, and it sounded interesting. They have an underground movie entitled Hidden, which sounds kind of interesting. Then we have another Martin Scorsese classic. We've got Shutter Island. Yeah. That movie definitely needs to have multiple viewings to actually understand what's going on. Alrighty, so then up next we have found this at Dollar Tree. We have Dark Was the Night. Yeah. Directed by Joshua Leonard. If you don't know who that is, or diehard horror fans know who that is, same guy from the original Blair Witch Project, the beard one. Then we have Alone in the Dark, the unrated director's cut. We have Dexter, the third season. Then we have the classic David Fincher film, Seven. Get this on Blu-ray. This is the edition you want on Blu-ray. If you don't have it on Blu-ray, get the DVD that looks like it's in an old notebook. There you go. Then, of course, we have the remake of Little Shop of Horrors, starring Rick Moranis. Yeah, this movie's hilarious. And then we have Daywatch, loaded here with great blockbuster stickers. Yeah, the sequel to Night Watch, by the way, which is actually a Russian film. Very, very good. Highly recommend it. Up next, we have from Sam Raimi, Drag Me to Hell. Yeah, it features both the unrated and the theatrical cut. Creepy movie, but so good. Then we have What Lies Beneath, starring Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer, directed by Robert Zemeckis. Then we have Hereditary. I've not seen this yet, but I heard it's creepy and it's bizarre and weird. So, yeah. Can't wait to watch that. Now we have, a different edition, but we have the remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. This is the Donald Sutherland version. I do have the collector's edition of this as well, as you probably saw. This is just the bare bones one that has a couple of bonus features, but, what can you say? It's awesome. Then we have, speaking of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, like I said, we have the collector's edition. Yeah. Loads of great bonus features, and let me look at something here. Just happened to notice something. So the funny thing is that This DVD here, I think, might actually have a bonus feature that is not on this edition. It has the Pod Culture retrospective. That I think is not on here, unless that's what the special sound effects pod featurettes are. But yeah, but also it doesn't have the trivia and the production notes. So yeah. And well, speaking of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, we have the original version. Yeah, from the 50s. That looks so cool. So there you go. Alrighty. And then, finally, for this itty bitty pile, we've got Panic. Or, in this case, Satanic Panic. Yeah, I guess lots of people don't like the word satanic on the cover, so we'll just put Panic on the sleeve. Yeah. So, what can we say? This here was a Dollar Tree find, so that's why I keep the slipcover. Yeah. Let's see here. And then we have this random movie that I found. We have The Rebels, some sort of like Roman occupied Britain or whatever horror movie. So something like that. Sounded interesting. Then up next we have Sean Bean in Black Death. Yeah, I'm like, cool. Sounds interesting. A gothic horror movie. So there you go. Then we have a classic horror film. We have Trick or Treat, directed by Michael Dougherty of Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and of course, a few other great movies that he's done. Great movie, creepy, weird, but awesome. Then we have Life Force. Yeah. Directed by Tobe Hooper. Yeah, it looks awesome. I want to get the collector's edition of this. But come on, you gotta have, you have to have the Chin in your collection. I mean, come on. Alien Apocalypse, starring Bruce Campbell. I mean, come on. That's all you need right there. Sounds like a cheesy title, but it's got Bruce Willis in it. Bruce Willis, good lord. Bruce Campbell. Jeez. You got Ash in there. Then we have an interesting found footage movie. We have Troll Hunter. I've not actually seen this, but I heard it's really good. I found this at Dollar Tree. Yeah, I found sometimes I'll make a really good Dollar Tree run. Sometimes I won't. It just kind of depends. Then we have a 90s classic film. Here we have Idle Hands. Yeah, this is definitely from the 90s. Very early Jessica Alba. Very early on in her career. Speaking of Bruce Campbell, we have Intruder, the unrated director's cut. I found this in a thrift store. I thought maybe it's like a remake or something like that. But yeah, it looks pretty gruesome and pretty nasty. Then we have a Japanese film entitled Pulse, or Cairo, as it originally is entitled, because eventually this movie got remade, like a lot of Japanese horror movies did. So yeah. Let's see here. Then up next, we've got Dreamscape, starring Dennis Quaid. I'm not really sure I can't remember if it's a horror movie or not, but it just sounded like it, so yeah, why not? Then we have one of my favorite movies of all time. We have 1 Hour Photo. Now, if you are a fan of Robin Williams, and this is actually one of his best performances that he's ever done as far as drama movies go. If you're looking to get a Blu-ray, get this edition, because this edition is absolutely jam-packed with extras. And this is basically almost like a Criterion Blu-ray without it being Criterion. It's so well done. It's so good. A friend of mine in high school, we went and saw that together. That was pretty cool. Then we got Headless Horseman, the final cut. Yeah. I'm like, oh sweet, a Headless Horseman movie? Okay. Speaking of the Headless Horseman, we've got Sleepy Hollow. this movie needs no introduction by now. This is obviously, I think this is probably the definitive Sleepy Hollow movie, and it will never be topped. Then we have The Curse of King Tut's Tomb. It's like a cheesy horror movie, but directed by Russell McKay, who's known for doing Tale of the Mummy and, of course, the original Highlander. And speaking of intruders, well, here we have The Intruder, starring Dennis Quaid. I thought this was like a remake of the Intruder movie that I just showed you, but apparently it's not. Something completely different. So then up next, we have, from Blumhouse, we have Escape Room. We have The Cell, starring Jennifer Lopez, Vince Vaughn, and of course, Vincent D'Onofrio. Yeah, creepy movie, but so good. Then we have a Western horror film, The Burrowers. Yeah. Then we got from the Midnight Movie series, we got Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yeah, I've not actually seen this, but it's loaded with extras. And so I'm like, cool, I'll have to check it out someday. And also from the Midnight Movie series, we've got Morons from Outer Space. Yeah. There we go. Alrighty, so now let's finally work our way back down into the final shelves. Yeah. So. Alrighty, so first up, we have, from Tim Burton, we have Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Yeah, now this is the 2-disc edition. If you can find this, get it, because this is the edition, because it's absolutely loaded with extras. So good. One of my favorite musicals of all time. And of course, we got Cloverfield on Blu-ray. This movie needs no introduction, but it was awesome. Still is. Then we have Ringu 2, which is the Japanese Ringu sequel to Ringu. Then we have, of course, Event Horizon. This movie is awesome still to this day. I think it's probably Paul Anderson's best movie, and it's absolutely loaded with extras. The 2-disc special edition DVD, everything that is on that set has been ported over to this DVD or to this Blu-ray. So yeah, get that or get this. Then we have Frailty, starring and directed by Bill Paxton. May he ever rest in peace. Sadly, this is like the only movie I think that he directed. I think there's only like one more, I think, but that's it. And here we have The Lighthouse. Yeah, from Robert Eggers, starring Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. This movie is so good, and on top of that, this is one of the more current movies that, it's supposedly shot in widescreen, but it's actually in what's called the pillar box, which means it's made for widescreen TVs, but it takes up the entire picture, so it's basically in full screen, is what it is. Very interesting movie, and the entire thing is in black and white, too, which is really, really cool. Alrighty, so up next, we are going to go into one of my favorite sections of the horror shelves, and that is my Alfred Hitchcock collection. Yeah. Alright, so we got several things to go through, so let's not waste any time. So first off, we have Psycho, the 100th anniversary edition, loaded with bonus features and whatnot. I've got lots of versions of that. Then we have the 100th anniversary edition of The Birds. Yeah, his two most well-known movies. Great movie. Then we have the 2-disc special edition of Strangers on a Train. Yeah. Loaded with bonus features, loads of stuff. You can find it, get it. Then we have The Wrong Man, starring Henry Fonda and, of course, Vera Miles, who would go on to do Psycho as well. Then we have Young and Innocent. Yeah, loaded with interviews, and on top of that, it actually also features the isolated music and effects track. So, yeah, you get the whole score there. Then we've got The Bastard Child, the Psycho remake. They say it's shot-for-shot remake. Basically, if you really think about it, it's basically just a fan film, really. It's alright for what they were trying to do, but it's literally not quite shot-for-shot, but what they were trying to do, it's awesome. So up next, we've got Rear Window. Yeah, this movie is so good. And if you have never seen a movie entitled Disturbia, Disturbia is basically this movie. Then we have Rebecca, which is the only film that Alfred Hitchcock actually got an Oscar for. Yeah, it won Best Picture in 1940. Then we have Notorious, loaded with features, and I know this is also on Criterion as well. Here we have To Catch a Thief. We have Lifeboat. Yeah, that's actually one of his better ones, I think, from his earlier career. Then, of course, we have the 100th anniversary of Vertigo. Now, you may have seen the two of the titles listed here before in different 2-disc special editions. Just a few extra features here and there, but picture quality is a little bit better on those editions than those. Here we have Frenzy, The Man Who Knew Too Much, starring Jimmy Stewart and Doris Day. This version is the remake. He actually remade his own film, and there's actually another edition that came out in 1934. But this is actually the remake. Then we have Torn Curtain, Saboteur, The Trouble with Harry, and finally we have Alfred Hitchcock, The Legend Begins, which is a 20-movie set which features a lot of his very early movies, including the original Man Who Knew Too Much. But it also features a 55-minute thing here, 55 minutes of Alfred Hitchcock trailers spanning his entire career, which is awesome. All right, now that we've done Hitchcock, we're going to get to the final section of the front part of the final shelf, which would be zombies. Yep. Good old zombies. Can't go wrong with them. Alrighty, so first off, well, let's just say it's all part of the same series. So here we have Fear the Walking Dead seasons 1 through 3. This is only $10 at Walmart during Black Friday, believe it or not. I'm like, cool. Add that to the series. Then we have the complete 4th season of Fear the Walking Dead. The complete 5th season. I need to get season 6 and 7, and then that series will be complete. And then we have The Walking Dead, the complete first season. This is the original DVD release. This is the 2-disc edition. Then we also have the complete first season, the 3-disc special edition. Yeah. Gotta be kind of careful because one of my discs doesn't want to stay in there. And then we have on Blu-ray the complete second season. Back to DVD, we've got the complete third season. Then we have the complete fourth season. The complete fifth season. The complete sixth season. The complete seventh season, introducing one of the most badass villains ever. Then we have the complete eighth season. And finally, the complete ninth season. Now, I do also have season 10, but I don't know where it is. All I need is season 11, and the original series will be complete, as well as World Beyond, and seasons 6 and 7 of Fear the Walking Dead, and that'll be that for what's been physically released. Now it's time to get back to the final section of the shelf, which is the back. Seriously. Alrighty, so here we go. The final sections of the final shelf. So you have to excuse the noise in the background because the heater just kicked on. So here we have The Mummy Reborn. This looks terrible, but yeah, why not? It looks like god-awful, but hey, for $1, why not? Then we've got Brightburn, which is basically Superman gone evil. It's literally what it is. Then we got 10 Cloverfield Lane, which actually rounds out the Cloverfield trilogy. Then we got Black Swan, starring Natalie Portman. And, of course, one of the most bizarre Darren Aronofsky movies ever made. Then we have It Follows. Yeah. Not seen it. It looks awesome. There we go. Then we have Dexter, the 7th season. We have Candy Stripers. Yeah, not Candy Strippers, Candy Stripers, but technically I guess that's what you would call it. Then we have Sanitarium. Looks weird. Then we have a German release. Yeah, we have Motel and Motel the First Cut. This is actually known as Vacancy. So, yeah. Kind of interesting seeing different, version of the movies. Alright. So then, up next, we have The Cave. Then we have, from director Tony Scott, we got The Hunger. I've never actually seen this, but it looks awesome. Then we have Thomas Jane in his directorial debut with Dark Country. check this out if you have not seen it. It's actually a pretty decent movie. Um, it actually originally was shot in 3D, and because you can tell by certain scenes, but it's really, really good. Check it out. Then we have The Hills Have Eyes Part 2. Yeah, the sequel to the original movie. Then we have It Comes at Night. Yeah, looks pretty cool, so why not? Then we have, from producer Guillermo del Toro, we got Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, based off of the kids' trilogy of books. Yeah, you know those books that have like the really creepy looking drawings and stuff, but awesome stories that you read when you were a kid. I do. I still got them. Then of course we have Disturbia, which is a great movie. Huge. It was so big because it was when it came out, because everyone was like, "Dude, have you watched this movie?" And literally, this is basically a modern day remake of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. Then we have Annihilation, starring Natalie Portman. Great movie, by the way. And then we have, this was $1 at Dollar Tree find. We have Tokyo Gore Police 1.5, which is basically, it's some sort of Japanese movie. It looks like a bloody good time, and it just looks like it's hardcore. So, yeah, there you go. Alrighty. Up next, we've got Nicolas Cage in Season of the Witch. Then we have Queen of the Damned, starring Stuart Townsend, and of course Aaliyah as the Queen. Really great movie. I know a lot of people bash it, but awesome score done by none other than Jonathan Davis from Korn. If you can track down his music, get it. It's so awesome. It's so good. Then we have, of course, Joe Dante's The Howling. Yeah. And up next, we've got Kevin Bacon and Stir of Echoes. I love this movie. And written and directed by David Koepp. Great soundtrack, too, by the way. Really, really good. Then we have Shadow of Fear, starring James Spader. Then we have the original DVD release of Event Horizon. Yeah. Basically bare bones, but hey, it is what it is. Then we have the full moon edition of An American Werewolf in London with some of the greatest special effects ever made and loaded with bonus features. Then up next, we got a sequel to a movie that's not even really connected to it, but we have Krampus 2, The Devil Returns. Yeah. It was $1. Then we have, of course, from David Goyer, we have The Invisible, which is kind of somewhat of a mystery thriller movie, but I kind of think of it as somewhat of a spinoff of The Invisible Man, kind of, but not really. Then we have the original I Spit on Your Grave. Then we have Drive Angry. This movie is awesome, by the way. It's so good. Badass movie. Then we have The Frighteners, the director's cut by Peter Jackson. And of course, we have loads of great bonus features, including a full-length making-of documentary, which I don't think I've actually seen to this day. All right, and finally, we are down to the final pile. And up next we have, well, we have Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but this time we have a different, creepier front cover. And I think it actually has bonus features on here that is not on the Midnight Madness release. And we have Bruce Campbell in Man with the Screaming Brain. Yeah. Then we have Crawl. Sort of like an alligator horror movie. Then, of course, we have Piranha Double D, which is the sequel to the Piranha remake. And, well, we're down to creature features, which is left. First up, we have from James Cameron, his debut film, Piranha 2, The Spawning. Yeah. Then we have a double feature with Deep Blue Sea and Deep Blue Sea 2. Or in this case, Deep Blue Sea 2 apparently comes first. Then comes the first movie. Yeah. Deep Blue Sea unfortunately has no extras, but Deep Blue Sea does. Deep Blue Sea 2 does. Then we have, to round out the trilogy, Deep Blue Sea 3. Yeah. There we go. Alrighty, and finally, to end things off with a bang, let's do some Cheese Fest. Oh yeah. It's pretty much almost the entire series except for one. So first off, we have everybody's favorite shark ripoff, Sharknado. That's right. I mean, seriously, we thought, how god-awful is this movie going to be? It got so popular that it's made its own franchise. Then we have Sharknado 2. Yeah. God, these movies are cheesy. Then we have Sharknado 3. Oh, hell no. That's right. Oh, boy. They got worse and cheesier as they went. Then they have Sharknado The Force Awakens, which is basically, the title is literally a spinoff of The Force Awakens. So, yeah. And finally, we have not Sharknado 5, but Sharknado, the last Sharknado. Yeah. Sharknado 5 is the only one I do not have in this entire franchise. And once I find that, the Sharknado collection will be complete. Yeah. Alrighty, so I figured, you know what, as a bonus, we'll just throw in the horror-related steelbooks as an extra bonus. Yeah. So first off, we have the limited edition steelbook of Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Yeah, I love that artwork. It's awesome. This movie is absolutely hilarious. We'll just set the steelbooks aside like this. Then up next, we have the Ultimate 2-disc edition of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Loaded with features, 2-disc set. There you go. Then we have, from Alfred Hitchcock, we've got the limited edition steelbook of Psycho, which actually features 2 versions of the film. The original extended cut, which was actually seen in theaters, as it was originally envisioned by Hitchcock. And then we have the most widely seen version, which has basically been used for TV broadcasts for over 60 years. The cut version of Psycho. Then we have loads of bonus features in there too, along with a whole bunch of stuff. So there you go. Then, of course, we have the 2-disc set of The Omen. Yeah, loaded with great bonus features. Obviously, it needs no introduction, but it's so good. Then we have Friday the 13th, the final chapter. It's basically the same thing that everything else has been seen before. It's just on Blu-ray, but it has that awesome quote on the back. Then, of course, we have The Mummy. Yeah, this is the limited edition Alex Ross covering. I want to get all the Universal Monsters with this set, but it'll be hard to get. Then finally, we've got 31, Rob Zombie movie. And last but surely not least, we have the Addams Family on Blu-ray. Yeah. Of course, you know, you got Gozer and Morticia there. It's awesome. Played by Raul Julia, who would actually play Bison in the Street Fighter movie. But yeah, so there we go. All right. Well, there you go. That is my entire horror collection as of 2023. Yeah, so what can I say? It's been a long road, mentioning everything that I have and whatnot. I'm sure there's probably a few here and there that I've probably missed. I'm sure there's probably some in those totes that I completely forgot about. But however, though, I did not mention in the overall horror collection, which I do have plenty of, is the Universal Monster movies, which I'm actually planning on doing a video just about that set alone, because that'll be a video within itself, but also almost kind of doing something fun with kind of like the overall history of the Universal Monsters and the continuation that has been going on throughout the decades. So be on the lookout for that at a future date. Now, obviously, since October is basically just about over as of the release of this video. It'll just be something that'll just come out later on at a later date when I get more time to do what I need to get done or whatever. But like I said, this was a lot of work to go through. And on top of that, now I got a lot of stuff to put back, as you can probably see, stuff's being stacked here, there, and there, all because Mr. Tripod's in the way. Yeah. Alrighty. So with that, remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and if there's any movie within any of these videos that you would like me to do a close-up review on, let me know down in the comments down below. And yeah, so with that, I'll see you later. See ya.